How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and today I want to talk to you about decentralization, DigiByte, and of course the profound decentralization paradigm shift that is currently occurring. And of course, just to start off the video, I want to talk about DigiByte being faster digital currency than Bitcoin, more innovative blockchain, and of course we have to talk about smart contracts and decentralized applications and how a lot of these different things are going to be playing into the future of the way that things generally progress forward, especially while we're considering these uncertain times. And of course this all plays into DigiID, DigiAssets, and of course many of the other compounding variables when we want to talk about blockchain and the overall effect that cryptocurrency is going to have on the market. Now, I'd start off this video by talking about how DigiByte's already well proven, and of course 6 years down the line, being released in 2014. It's definitely interesting to see, DigiByte being the longest and most decentralized UTXO blockchain in existence. It will be interesting to see what happens with Bitcoin. Of course, at the current time of recording this video, we're looking at Bitcoin being valued at $9,238. And we have some pretty interesting news articles for you today. Sort of a funny one, Bill Burr talking about getting Bitcoin, which is sort of an interesting spin on things. It's always interesting to see the different celebrities that pick up the Bitcoin narrative. Comedian Bill Burr has seen the light after hearing Anthony Pompliano explaining the disadvantages of legacy systems. Of course, Bitcoin bull Anthony Pompliano has just persuaded Bill Burr, one of the biggest comedians in the world, to invest in cryptocurrency in a July 1st episode of the Bill Burr podcast, so named for the comedian and his co-host. Burr said he was buying Bitcoin after one of his famous profanity-laced of course. He's into Bitcoin. The quote goes, you create a whole bubble when, the whole thing goes, you got the bonus, you're only going to give me 250 of my $1 million. How is that legal? Well, of course, I'm getting Bitcoin, he says, and Bitcoin, blockchain. It goes on to talk about blockchain. It got, room for humor. Of course, Bill Burr being who he is, I don't want to swear. I'm not gonna just quote swears here, because I know every time I swear, you gotta you pay for it one way or another nowadays. But yeah, it is interesting to see Bill Burr, and of course what's good for Bitcoin is good for blockchain, and what's good for blockchain is of course a pretty bold-faced advertisement for DigiByte. So it will be interesting to see how that sort of compounding variables and this sort of narrative will inevitably develop. And of course, we'll see a lot of these different things happening across the board. I think more and more people. This is sort of a symptom of people. I mean, obviously, it's more of a human interest story more than anything. It's something that I'm more lukewarm to give airtime and and attention towards, but still, definitely interesting to see something like this. And it always is interesting. So, of course, market wrap as traditional markets rally. Bitcoin getting boring. Yeah, Bitcoin has been trading sideways for quite a long time. But let's see what this article has to say, because I chose it for a reason. Bitcoin broke above 9,250 for the first time since Friday, as the leading cryptocurrency continues to trade in a tight range just above 9,000 for several weeks, but cryptocurrency markets have stayed quiet as traders expect a big move. Bitcoin was trading hands around 9,250, which was interesting. It has been pretty sideways, I'll admit. So the article goes on to explain, as Bitcoin stagnates, traditional markets soar. Tesla made an all-time high Wednesday, climbing 1,134, up more than 6% from its daily open. Zoom also bounced back towards its all-time high of 262 after dipping from Friday through Monday, up 3.6% from its one-day open. So definitely interesting, and it is definitely pretty interesting to see what's been happening with the Bitcoin narrative, especially while we've been watching it, as it's been, moving across a lot of these different wavelengths. And of course, we'll continue to cover a lot of these different aspects of the blockchain paradigm shift as we see more and more businesses and more private individuals continue to awaken to the inevitable shift over to blockchain, which I would imagine to be the next generation of the internet. And this entire channel has sort of been dedicated to talking about these different aspects and what we can expect to see so far. So it will be definitely exciting to see the role that DigiByte will play in it. In another related article, we have Binance security report sheds light on crypto. So of course, report secured by major crypto exchange Binance illustrates cryptocurrency investors attempt to gain credibility, and of course how we've been seeing credibility in this whole thing. So victims are often situated all over the world, living in jurisdictions that are different from the pseudo services in which they fall. Interesting to see people victimized. And of course, hats go off to them, of all people who've been victimized by injustice lately. But yeah, it is interesting to see what's been happening with Bitcoin and what's been happening with the cryptocurrency space in general. But I would leave you with one parting thought, and I think that it's important to note what we've been seeing happening with cryptocurrency in general. It's a snowball. I mean, it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, and it only continues to get bigger. And especially while we see something like DigiByte, it is my honor to be a part of the DigiByte community, to be a part of such a great community that's been able to, foster such a great movement, in terms of the original philosophy of what we can imagine cryptocurrencies having the ability to accomplish. And now just hats off, thanks to everybody who's been a subscriber of this channel, everybody who's helped support the content that we've been making on here. We've been working tirelessly to produce content for you guys, and I think that the potential for an overall cryptocurrency, overall crypto bull run, it definitely is interesting to pay attention to. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. How a lot of these different things have been advancing forward. But of course, remember, this video, like every other piece of content on this channel, it's all made for entertainment, educational purposes only. We thank you all for all the support, but you have to remember at the end of the day, you have to make your own decisions in this space. It is high risk, high volatility. Remember, I'm not your dad. I'm not your financial advisor. You have to make your own decisions when it comes to cryptocurrency in this space and all the other things that are involved with it. Standard disclaimer there. But it will be interesting to see where these things take us. But as far as Digi assets go, DigiID, and of course the community, which I'm very thankful for, everybody who's shown support, all the new subscribers, welcome, and all the legacy subscribers. It is great to see. And we'll continue to bring you guys great updates. I think we've covered a lot of important information in this piece of content. And all that being said, I hope you guys stay relevant, keep commenting, telling us what you think is important in the cryptocurrency space. And I will see you guys in the next video. My name is FaZe Crypto. Make sure you stay relevant and stay aware of all the things that are happening. I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one.